Hello everyone. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing my uncle, Julian, who has a C1 level of English. This means he can speak with great fluency and understand complex conversations and also express himself naturally in many contexts. So, the first question is, how long have you been studying or speaking this language?
Well, I think that I started speaking English when I joined the university. I haven't had any formal education on English um, besides the secondary school, which is pretty elementary, by the way. But as I or when I joined the university, and due to the fact that I was studying systems engineering, which is, as you know, pretty technological career. I had to, or I was forced to use English mainly because the good books, good documentation, and technical papers and articles were written in English. So it was kind of something that you have to do no matter what. Um, so yeah, I am going to say that that was like the starting point for me to speak in English. That was in 2004 when I started my university studies.
Okay, so even advanced learners have some difficulties and they also have frustration on the time of speaking English.
Yes, and it's pretty common. I mean, a lot of times have I have conversation with people and they told me, no, I understand, but I cannot speak.
Yes.
And it's not that they cannot speak, it's that they feel ashamed when they speak. And as I said, it's just because of this wrong idea of, I want to sound like a native. You will never, because you're not native. That's it. Maybe with a lot of time, 20, 25 years, maybe. But that's not the good thing about a language. Take Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
She has been living in the USA, I don't know for how long, and she does not sound at all native.
Yeah.
But she speaks very well. She has a lot of really nice vocabulary. She's very fluent, and she's making a lot of money because she was able to like, I don't care if I sound weird. I don't care. I can do it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So,
Good morning, my name is Laura Bachon and today I am with Daniel Bachon who will answer some questions. How long have you been studying or speaking the language?
I have been studying the language for 3 years at least.
How do you consider that learn a language has influenced in your professional or academic development and why is it important?
I studied modern languages in Next University back in 2018, 19. So, I guess that due to some challenges in English, have been developing some skills like listening and speaking. And with those skills, I get the opportunity to communicate with the different people in the overseas. And this is a real good option that you can choose when you want to develop your professional skills in in terms of professional career. So I guess that the English is really important for us because we can create some connections with people overseas, and we can grow as a professionals in that case.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to learn?
Okay, I think that well, the most important advice that I can provide to someone who wants to talk in English, who wants to learn English, well, it is enjoy the process. And in most of the cases, we try to be perfect in English, and that's not the good way to get the language. So I think that you have to um, I'm sorry, you have to find the way to learn in the I don't know, in some environment that you can enjoy. For example, music. If you like singing, you can try to search some songs. And you can try to get some vocabulary through that, and you can implement that in your speech. And it's a really good way. So enjoy the process and try to practice every day. That's well, good advice in that case. I think so.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, and thank you so much for.
Afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. We're going to discuss your experience with language learning. How long have you been studying or speaking this language?
Okay, well, hi, my name is Bella, and I have been studying English since I was 12 years old. I'm 44 years old, so let's say 35 years in total.
During your professional training, what process did you find most effective for acquiring the language?
I actually believe that the best way to learn a second language is to do it in the same way that you did the first. For example, in my case, Spanish is my first language, and the way that we learned it was because we were listening to our parents, our family members, friends who visit us. Then we started speaking, then we learned to read, and finally we learned to write. In my case, I speak 5 different languages, and that is exactly the way that I would suggest everybody to start doing it, to try to listen to radio stations, to try to listen to movies, try to listen to songs. And after you have, acquired a little bit of vocabulary and ways in the second language, in this case, English, then you can start talking. And right now we have a lot of apps that can guide you to either speak with other people or, also through AI. After you develop a speaking way, then you can start learning to read books, to read magazines, to read articles, and finally writing. So that is the best way that you can follow the pattern to speak any language.
Okay, is a good advice.
Today we're going to do a little interview about the importance of English language. Today I'm staying with my sister, Karen. Karen, can you tell us about you? Of course. Hi everyone. My name is Karen. I'm 39 years old. I'm currently living in Montreal, so I do speak English, French, and Spanish. And I'm currently visiting my family this week.
Okay, what motivated you to learn this language, and how do you handle frustration or lack motivation?
That's a very interesting one. So I always love language, English as well, because since I was a kid, I love rock music in English. So that's how it started when I started learning the language per se. Sometimes can be discouraging at the same time because it's not easy, the pronunciation. Sometimes we're afraid or we are scared to do mistakes, but the most important is just having fun and just saying it's one day at a time. Be constant and enjoying the time when you are communicating or reading or listening to a movie. There's definitely different ways to learn, so to make that stressful so you can move forward. But you prefer English or French? Right now I prefer French because it's 80% of my time is French. But English is just easier, right? So it's just good to have both in my current situation.
Okay, for the last one, what advice would you give to someone who wants to learn this language? And which way to learn is better, grammar, vocabulary, or conversation? Oh, okay, definitely conversation. And I think the most important advice that I can give to anyone is to don't be afraid. It doesn't matter if the grammar or vocabulary, there are missing things here and there. Learning from mistakes is the most important portion, right? So it's okay, people understand. So just don't be afraid, speak up, have fun having conversations, be constant. Any kind of thing that you're learning, language or a material or subject, is having the constant. So for example, to learn about a grammar or vocabulary, the best one is reading articles, reading newspapers, reading books. That's how you learn indirectly, and you learn vocabulary, right? And then having a chance to chat with people, having fun, talking about different subjects, about the weather, talking simple things about what did you do yesterday to practice the past, what are you going to do in the future, what are you going to do next week. So having simple conversations, it could be 5 to minutes per day. That will help everyone to get more comfortable with the language.
Hi everyone!
Today we are going to have an interview with Sebastian.
Interview about his experience learn English and how it has influenced your academic or professional life.
You consider that learn a language has influenced in your professional academic development, and why is it important?
I think that is very, very important because nowadays every career that you want to choose or in any professional development that you are thinking in, it's very, very important. Nowadays, United States or other countries that English is the main language, we need to focus in. So if you want to study or to go to other country, is very, very important and critical to learn. So starting the schools is the best way to start. So to close this interview, I also want to ask you something. And for example, David, do you think that learn this language will give you more opportunities?
Yes, learn English will give me more opportunities to communicate more and explore new cultures.
And Sarah, does this language will help you in the career you are going to choose?
Yes, the language will help me in medicine because most medical information and research are in English, and it is also useful to communicate with friends. Well, thank you, Sebastian, for attending this interview.
You are very welcome anytime. It was a pleasure for me.
And thank you to listen us. Goodbye.
Bye.